You know that time when you feel like it was a good idea until you got the thing home and then you were like, I don't know if it was a good idea, but you're still talking yourself into thinking it was a great idea? I'm not sure if this was a good idea. No turning back now. All right, well, since I know this was a great idea, I was just messing with you, I decided to rescue her. So let me tell you a little bit about her. She's a North Carolina car, and I wanted to wipe all the fingerprints off because it's driving me nuts already. But I wanted to also show you the car first before I clean her up and make her pretty. So this is a Marine buddy of mine, had this car over on New River Air Station. It was one of those things, he had, great ideas, wanted to throw a bunch of money at it, because this is a good foundation. So I didn't blame him when he was telling me a story. But then life happened, and the Marine Corps happened. So your great ideas start kind of dwindling because you're working all the time, pulling some hours in. The car overheated, and he went to go pull the thermostat housing, and the bolt cracked, busted off. So he pulled the intake manifold off, and to take the intake to a machine shop to get the bolt extracted. And that's about where the car ended up getting pushed into the Marines. They got the barracks over there, everybody knows that, but they're starting to put parking garages in a lot of those places. So it got pushed in a parking garage, and there she sat. And until I came along and I seen it had lots of potential. Frame rails are legit. I mean, it's a good foundation car. It's decent. It's a 72, got the 400 in it, console shift, and it's not bad. So let me pop the hood on it, and then we'll do the walk around and show you kind of what I'm working with before I start cleaning it out, because it's driving me bonkers. I don't even know how to pop the hood on this. That's emergency brake. I had one of these before, back when I was stationed up in DC, and it was the 77 SJ with the T-tops. And I told myself I'll never buy another one because it was a beast. But, this is a 72, so it's a little bit better than the 77. I can't find the hood release, if it even has one. Oh, it's not inside. So I picked it up because I see potential in it. I love to cruise this thing, have a good time with it because it's got everything going for it. It's got disc brakes front, automatic console shift, bucket seat car, black on black, and minimal rust. Minimal rust in the frame, minimal rust underneath. And it's just you could just tell it was a decent car. I heard it was a North Carolina car. The original owner, maybe third owner, and then I'd probably be the fourth. So what is the deal here? Why am I having a hard time, guys? Oh, good Lord, don't pull your back out on that. Holy crap. So this was the problem. So he took the intake off, and that's where he stopped. So we're gonna go ahead and clean that off, obviously. I'm kicking around putting a nice aluminum on it. I'm not sure. He said this car ran beautifully when it was when he brought it home. He drove about 3 hours back here north to the Jacksonville, New Bern area. Drove it for a while, and then that's when it overheated, and that's when it got parked. So not too bad. Left all the wires on it for me. That's nice. An AC car, which is nice. Comes with the he pulled the radiator, chucked that, which that's fine. But he got another radiator for it, for a 72 Pontiac, so everything should hook up. He left me all the bolts, which is just awesome. Now I get to figure out where it goes to what. That's going to be fun. And we should be able to handle it, though, guys. I think with, looking on the internet and just taking your time, you could get all this stuff put back together, hopefully. So this is honestly, it's got a few blemishes here and there, but if there's any complaint really, it's this, because body work, man, that's kind of like out of my hands. Kind of pisses me off, really. That beautiful car got knocked like this. And it was like that when my buddy bought it, so, he just drove it like that. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. If you guys got any ideas, leave me a comment. I hate to cut it out. Maybe I'll give it to a professional. Who knows? I'm going to let the car, kind of speak for itself. If it's a good running car and everything's great and it's, just bad to the bone, good cruiser, then maybe I'll throw some money at her, to get her done. But we'll have to see. I haven't got that far yet. But what is nice about this car, let's go to the other side. You can see, I'll open the door for you, get a little peeky. But it's a bucket seat, blacked out car, man, which is, I love these black on black cars. There's just something about them. These door handles are tricked too. Look at this crap. Push them out. That's styling and profiling right there. So here's the radiator that he bought, brand new. He threw in the deal for me. So I'm going to install that, obviously. Nice aluminum radiator. Put it up here. Hopefully no staples are sticking out. I think it'll be fine. And, like I said, it's beautiful. Beautiful bucket seat car. Everything in it is, all original. Carpet's missing. That's okay. Not a lot. It's all surface rust here in the pans, which that's nothing. I'll maybe paint it with the black paint, the Rust-Oleum. I forgot what it is. I put it on a lot of these Mopar we have around here. But anyway, it's expensive though. It's big bucks, like 50 bucks a quart. But for here, you probably get done in a quart. I'll put some carpet in there because that's like a pet peeve. Once you put a carpet in these cars, it makes it like a whole nother ball game. The cars are like actually, you feel clean, and everything looks good. So I'll probably do that first, even before I get it running. Man, that's kind of a dumb idea. Throw $300 at the carpet, but don't get the car running. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking crazy. I see it right up here. Oh, I guess he pulled it off and broke it. Nice piece of stainless trim. Sweet. I don't know where it goes though. I know that, oh, okay, it does go on the other side. All right, that's cool. I might be able to salvage that. So it looks good. Got the 20s on the back. It needs to be lowered a little bit in the front from, the way I'm thinking. Take a coil out of it or something, or put some lowering springs in it. I think it would sit perfectly. Sits a little high in the front. I know he's got that heavy intake off, but I don't know if it'd have enough weight to drop it a little bit. Probably not. But here's another thing. Here's the piece of trim that I was telling you right here. He said he didn't have it, and it was in the back. This is what I wanted to show you. And he gave me all these parts. I didn't touch nothing in here, guys. I just popped the hood, or popped the trunk, and this is what I got. And he told me this stuff was in there, but I didn't look when I grabbed the car. I just wanted to make sure to, you know, this is always rusted out in these old cars, especially on Mopar. And I just kind of wanted to look at it. He showed me a picture, and I'm like, ah, it's legit. Let's just get her loaded up. So, but he left me a sick knife. That's sweet. Snake eye. So now I can open up some more fan mail for you guys with this. Summit hat. Everybody needs one of these. I give those things away. Although I do love Summit, but I'd rather have like a Summit sticker or something. You know? I do not know what he said this was. Oh, so we got some chrome valve covers. Oh man, can't beat chrome valve covers. These will probably not get used. Brand new. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty and all, but I'm more into like stock. I'm not really into chrome. Chrome does look good on some things, but probably not. It wouldn't work for me. But cool, you know, cool they threw it in. Not even complaining. Original jack still in there. PB Blaster. Oh, yeah. Nice full can of some PB Blaster. I use that all the time. What do we got here? Automatic trans fluid. I hope the trans ain't slipping. He said it wasn't. Oh, look, I did get some Summit stickers. Nice. Post that stuff up. We got a brand new water pump, CarQuest. Might as well put that on while we're in there. Shouldn't be too bad. Gave me a brand new Edelbrock 650 straight out the box with the electric choke. You know those things cost $350. So that's nice of them. What is this? He said he got a trans cooler for it. I don't know why he would need a trans cooler, because I would think it would cool good, just good enough in running through the radiator like it was, like stock. Especially now he's got an aluminum radiator. So I don't know about that. I don't even know if I'll put it on, but we'll see. Got some weather strip adhesive. Nice. Look at the size of the hose on this bad boy. Just got some flex hose, you know, he was trying to do good things. Bracket that I'm gonna have to figure out where it goes. Got the original air cleaner, which will go back on. Not doing no chrome stuff or anything like that. This is the thing. This is the thermostat housing that he busted the bolt, and he gave me the intake manifold. It had an old Rochester on. No, what was that? No, I was gonna say Thermoquad. Quadrajet. I think it had a Quadrajet carb on there, and you could see where the bolt, where he was trying to get it loose. He didn't spray it, so I got to spray this stuff about a week prior, guys, and just spray it every time you think about it, like when you're ready to tackle this stuff, because he snapped that bolt right off and it went right down in the cast intake manifold. I don't know if we'll just have to weld on it. I don't know if I'm going to do an aluminum. Start throwing, you know, that stuff adds up quick. You guys know how aluminum intake for this car, you're probably looking at $300-400. That's $300-400. If I do carpet, just because I'm so OCD, you know, that's another $280, and before you know it, you'll be up to $3,000. All right, what's up, guys? So here's where we're at. We're taking a little break off to 71, which I just launched that video yesterday, and now I'm real freaking motivated and kind of excited to get back to this Grand Prix. As you know, how you see it right here is how I grabbed it. And what we're gonna do is, I got a water pump with the car in the trunk, brand new, so I might as well change that since I'm here. And then I'm kind of going back and forth on whether I want to put the original intake manifold and Quadrajet carb back on it, which was in the trunk. I bought an aluminum Edelbrock, and I got a brand new Edelbrock carb for it as well. That's on the 71 Roadrunner that I used for first startup, so I kind of am screwed there because I need to keep that on there for a while. So what I'm thinking about doing is just going back stock, go ahead and put all the original stuff back on it, maybe send the 400 intake back, because that was about, I think that cost $400. Those things are pricey. But I don't know. So yeah, let's, last night I pressure washed up, stuck rags down in all the heads, kept the water out as best as I could, and just pressure washed some of the grease. This thing had a lot of grease on it, and I didn't want to start throwing a bunch of stuff on top of grease. So while I had it out here, I just did a little cleaning, let it dry out for the day, or for the night, and I'm slowly going to try to figure out how everything went. Now, all the bolts and stuff, nothing was marked. And usually I'll pull bolts out and put them in a little Ziploc bag and kind of mark them so you have a basic idea. So on this, it shouldn't be too painful, but there are some things that, you know, I'm not completely familiar with 400s and Pontiacs. You know, I mean, obviously GM, whatever. But, you know, you have stuff like this. You have a hole in the valley pan, which gets a grommet in here, rubber grommet, and then the PVC valve goes in there. I had to figure that one out and do some research yesterday. There's no grommet sitting up here with all these bolts that he pulled out. So, you know, just stuff like that. There's a few vacuum lines on the intake manifold that I do not know where they go. But if you just take your time, do some research, look at pictures of 400 Pontiacs, you could kind of start putting puzzle pieces together on where stuff goes. So that's all we're going to do, one bolt at a time. And let's start by getting this water pump out. All right, so we got the AC up in the air. I had to use my cherry picker just to get it up and out of my way, because those things are just a pain in the butt no matter what you do. Because I figured I might as well change the valve cover on this side gasket, because they didn't even use a gasket. They just used some old funky silicone crap sticking out of there. And I ordered valve cover gaskets, so I might as well do that one since I'm here. And then I was like, well, I might as well change the plugs too. So let me get in here and change this last plug for you guys. And that'll be about it on my camera battery. Why do you stay and know where to go? All right, so we're on day 2. Let's just kind of do a back brief on what we got going on this Pontiac. So let's see, we cleaned the engine bay yesterday, or was that the day before? I can't remember. These days are running together now. I've got the AC strapped up on my engine hoist because that thing is just so big and bulky and just in the way. I like to use my engine hoist on the intake manifolds because those are heavy too. And I like to just barely place them down and make sure it doesn't move the gaskets around. Well, now that it's used on the AC, I'm kind of screwed there, so I'm going to have to muscle it in, put my back brace on. Let's see, I ordered valve cover gaskets. This one, there was no gasket. They just used some silicone, like a makeshift silicone gasket, which, you know, that's like an old school trick. I don't really care to do it like that, but I guess that's just the way they did it back in '87. So anyway, we got that. Let's see. I put the water pump back on, or the new water pump. There was nothing wrong with the old one, but I just wasn't sure because this thing did overheat. I wasn't sure, you know, if I hate to put this whole car back together and I had a water pump like the inside the blades aren't spinning right, or, you know, just deteriorated. That happens every once in a while. So I did the new water pump. That came in the trunk with the car. All right, guys, so we're flip-flopping here. Going back to the 72 Grand Prix now. I'm like flip-flopping between 3 different cars, I swear. It's okay. Just don't try to, I just don't want to get overwhelmed. So here's the whole reason why this car got taken apart. He was overheating, something was overheating on this 400. He went to go pull the thermostat housing off, which goes like that. And what did he do? The freaking suckiest thing you can do, he broke the bolt off in the cast iron intake manifold, all right? But what is nice is, well, there ain't nothing nice about it, but what is going for him still, my buddy Will, that I got the car from, is he still got plenty of meat right here. And with a little prayer and a lot of luck, I've been spraying this thing with PB Blaster for the last 2 days. That doesn't mean nothing though, but I'm gonna screw this. This is an old school trick. You guys all know this, but some of you young guys may not. When you have a little bit of meat sticking up, go ahead and get yourself a bolt, all right? You wanna just put the bolt over as much as you can, over what you got existing. Then what we're gonna do is put a nice nasty weld inside here, okay? Sometimes it gets so hot, it'll heat up and bust that rust right off. Sometimes it may not. I may twist this whole thing off. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine on this. Let's see what she's gonna do here. I like to do it when it's hot too. I don't know. I might break it off. I might not. I might get lucky. I don't know. All right, Will. This is for you, man. This is how you get them out. You don't drill them. If you got meat left, you weld to them. It gets them so hot, it just busts that rust off, man. And I wish I could have helped you with this before. All right, guys, so let's do an update on, I think we're about day 2, day 3, getting this 400 Pontiac motor back together. Just wanted to kind of explain what I've been doing. I haven't been filming it all because it's kind of boring when it gets to this part. I'm kind of just figuring out what bolts need to go where, what things need to go where, vacuum lines, and stuff along that, in that realm. So we got all the bolts figured out. I'm actually only missing, I think, 2, maybe 2 or 3. So that, I was a little worried since he threw all the bolts up into the grill area there, but that was okay. Everything came out well. One of the eyesores I think so far on this engine is I started pulling the electrical tape off, and this is always common with these old cars. Every car I get seems to have, you know, its fair share of wiring, you know, wiring. And I'm not going to say it has issues. I'm just saying it needs to be cleaned up, basically. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 13 to 15 butt connectors and these square wire splicer things. I honestly don't mind the butt connectors because I could still tape over those and it still will look okay. But when you start trying to tape over these big square splicing, whatever these are, so you could tap into other wires, I'm going to take those off and then go ahead and solder it really nice and put some shrink wrap over it. First start. Let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna get lucky. See if I get some gas flowing in this bad boy. Ooh. It's jacked up. It says full tank of gas too. Let me plug these. I forgot these vacuums here. Let me plug these up. Got this big bad boy there. Let me plug up this little thing right here. I hear fuel going down there. Sounds good, like an exhaust leak. That thing sounds like it's got exhaust manifold leak like a mother effer. Or I got something. I can't. Let's see what she does. That thing sounds like absolute dookie. But I hear something. I hear. What am I trying to tell you guys? Oh. Let me fire it up and see what I hear. That thing has no power and it sounds like crap. Well, guess what I did wrong? I was wondering what these things were. So apparently these went into the intake manifold gasket. They're pieces you guys slide in there, right? Has to be, because that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Well, we're gonna be back to the drawing board on this bad boy. All right, well, I guess these, you guys leave me a comment. I guess these go down in the exhaust port. I think. I don't know. I got these and these. So looks like I'm gonna be taking that intake manifold, pulling it up a little bit and sliding these down in there. That's the only thing I could think of. Awesome. All right, guys, round number 2. So I messed up that intake manifold. I had to order a new one, pulled the intake back off. Got it right this time, of course, because my middle name is Do It Twice Brad here. And let's do first start. Let's cross our fingers, and we'll see how she works. I really would love to take this Pontiac for a cruise, believe me. Sounds way better. Sounds way better now. I'm gonna turn the idle up just a little bit. So here at Poor Boy's Garage, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Daisy and her staff, for letting us try out the new Top Don BT200 battery tester. Now this thing is awesome. It has an LCD screen, it's plug and play, it's easy to use, has multiple language, so if you're anywhere around the world, you could pick one of these up and give it a test for yourself. Now it has 100 to 2000 cold cranking amp test. So anywhere between that, you're gonna be fine. It has a charging test, ripple analysis, data storage. I personally like it because it's plug and play. As soon as you put the clamps on the battery, the LCD screen fires right up and you're ready to go. Just pick the right settings, 12 to 24 volts, and it'll give you the perfect reading and don't have to deal with any more of those cheap little testers not knowing, hey, is it the alternator or is it the battery? If you guys want to try one out for yourself, they cost about $90. You can grab them on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description box below, as well as a discount code. Pick one up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. I know you're gonna like it because I fell in love with it right from the start. Easy to use, great accurate readings. It won't let you down. All right, so we got her running, we got her driving. She's a dog, slowest big block 400 I've ever seen, but that's all right though. We're gonna get her peppy. I'm gonna put her up on the lift and see if we can't put a new set of Headman headers on her. And we're gonna see if we can do it all today. All right, we got 1 out of 4, came out pretty easy. I put a little heat on it with this torch, but these things, they do good, but they don't get hot enough. So we're gonna bust out this bad boy, see if I can't heat up one of those bolts, and see if I can't get one out. So we got one, I think there's 4 on the Pontiac. Wish me luck. Nope, broke. The worst thing possible just happened. It broke. I got like a 1/4 inch hanging out now. And I think even if I weld another bolt to it, she's still gonna be a beast. I don't know. Mother fricker, man, that's the only problem about doing headers on these old cars. What sucks is the bolt doesn't go all the way through the header, so you could squirt PB blaster and it'll slowly drain down. It goes up into the exhaust main, or it goes into the head, and there's no, like, it doesn't go through, it just goes up into the head. So the other side, there's a hole on the top, so I could keep squirting PB blaster down it, and I should be all right on that one. Man, I'm scared now. All right, we'll continue. Not gonna give up though. All right, guys, I did it. I cannot believe I got it. I think I've been working on it for 2 hours. I went through every lug nut, old lug nut I had, trying to weld onto that stud. The stud kept breaking further and further up towards the head, and I was like, it's game over. It's gonna be three bolts holding on this header, vice 4. I just kept working on it. I kept building up the stud so I have something to weld to, because at this point it was flush with the head. And of course you're not going to PB blaster this because it's on the down slant, so none of the PB blasters are going to penetrate in there. So I was like, last resort. I drilled through it thinking, oh, I'm going to have to retap it and hope for the best. Well, it drilled through then I was able to get that PB blaster up in the hole, and then it could spread out and just kind of fall down the threads. And then here we go. So you see I welded a lug nut onto the bottom, and that thing just started cranking out. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was game over. So this is what I did on 2 out of the 4. So that's, if you guys ever have to do headers, which everybody's doing headers, right? But on these old cars, it's challenging. Don't give up. Just keep welding to it the best you can. And then if you finally have to get to the point where it's a no-go, drill right through the center of it. And man, if you can't get it after that, it's probably you're going to drill it and then re-tap it. But we got it. So one side done. I'm scared as crap to do the other side. But now that I know the trick, I think we're good. So now we can put the header on and see what it's going to do. Hopefully that starter's not in the way. That squirrel today. I feel bad about it too. So the 72, we got it all back together. We ended up doing Headman headers, got those finished today. Just cut the pipes off right at the Flowmaster, so they're stopped right before the axle. We ended up taking the Quadrajet off of it and putting a 650 Edelbrock. I had a 750, but it didn't like it. I think something's wrong with that 750. I've tried it on a few cars and it don't seem to be working. But other than that, our heater core was leaking. We found that out, so I just bypassed it for now because I'm gonna put carpet in it. I mean, it's not a bad car. It's not really like a big hot rod. It's more like a cruiser car in my opinion, with that big 400 in it. But it's definitely a lot more peppy with them headers and the that new Edelbrock on it. I probably should have kept the aluminum intake. I sent it back trying to save the $400, and now I'm kind of wishing I would have put it on, but it's all good. I see there's a little bit of slop in the steering. I think one of the ball joints is bad in it too, because it kind of goes around. It kind of goes down the road, kind of hanging. You better fight it. I mean, it steers real nice, but my steering wheel's crooked, you know, just stuff like that, being a 72 and being as old as it is, and you know, can't ask for a lot.
Back from
Okay.
Do you still bother, or are you sick of it all? Why do you stay and nowhere to go? No one could love you like I do. We're breaking up, we're breaking up. What kind of virus am I to you? Is the earth night, I am the view. We make a castle to ruin. And now we see it all tumbling down. Nation of fools, a band of baddies. Just like us, they do what we do. With one exception, we do it better. No one could love you like I do. We're breaking up, we're breaking up. What kind of virus am I to you? Easy up night, I am the view. Let's make this castle to
Let them rip, not rot.
we're stepping on mine, sleeping with eyes wide open, and you're in between.
North Carolina car its whole life, from what I understand and what some of the paperwork and documents I went through in the glove box. And she's just a bad, I don't know, bad beast. I was gonna say bad bee, bad biatch. Anyway, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how we did on getting her woke back up and back on the road. I try to answer all my comments, as you guys know. I try to be real good about that. I don't get to a lot of them the old ones from old videos, but a lot of the newer ones I'll try to answer. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't want to answer them, it's just I don't see them right away. Let them rip, not rot. Keep on saving them. Don't send them to the crusher. Until next time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button too. Helps us out.